Okay, what's up, guys? Someone asked me that was looking at one of my recordings, why have I got earbuds in when I'm actually using a microphone? And that is so I can hear myself, so I can kind of monitor the audio. So anyway, we uploaded the first video in the second video, and we're going to do the same with the last one as well. We're going to create some posts on Facebook as well, so you're kind of building some of our marketing live with us. So if this is boring to you, I apologize. But one of the things that we wanted to do is make you part of how we're launching this. And you can see that it's real people, Jared and I, launching this, and we're here to support it and help you and so forth. So feel free to leave some comments if you have any thoughts. But let's upload this second day video as well. And I'll just reach over here and drag and drop. Let's see here. So case study part 2. So we discussed the background of a down payment, gift, a few FAQs, and cover the goals of the 3+ week case study. So that looks good. We'll click publish. We'll come back to that in a second. So we have a couple Facebook pages. One of them is, and these were created a couple years ago when we first started noodling around on this project. So you can see the page was created June 2017. And we've got one for the company. We need to change this cover art because it's old. If you go to downpaymentgift.co, that was an old registry. And we did some market research stuff back then. And I'll just leave that up there. Maybe if you're viewing this now, you were on some of those early webinars that we did in early June. But I'll close out this page here, and we'll come to the company page, and we should be able to upload both of these. Let's see here. All right. So we'll just call this summer case study. Cannot type on this tiny keyboard. 2019 introduction to down payment, gift, bridal registries for down payment, and the plan for I need to mute my phone. Happened. And it's Friday the 19th, I think. So we should be on schedule again. So summer case study, introduction to down payment registries for down payment. Next few weeks. I don't have any captions. Thumbnail. Are they all that? Let's just do that one. Add your video title here. All right. Publish now. Display and watch. No thanks. All right. Video is processing. Okay, fantastic. So no thumbnails yet. And in today's video, we're going to dive into the Business Manager. So let's see if I can create a second post for case study part 2. All right. Sitting here looking at this and I have no idea what I'm looking at. Okay, here we go. Let's do the website. All right. And so we've got 2 posts on there, and we're recording the 3rd. And so let's edit this. We'll set that as the thumbnail, save change, and we are good to go. Yay. All right, so here's our fresh channel and 2 videos. And that's what we're going to do. So let's just jump back to the schedule. So today we're covering Facebook targeting. We're going to do some kind of just basic exploration. And we've got a Virgin account that we'll use for that. And let me get back to Facebook. So I was logged into one of these Business Manager accounts. We'll jump into the Home Loan Geeks ad account, which doesn't have a ton going on here. And Carolyn Barlow, that's the loan officer that we'll be talking to next week and demonstrating with. But we'll just jump into the Frost Mortgage ad account. And what we'll do is, let's not do this now. We are non-discrimination policy, so we'll come back and look at that later. That'll be a good one to discuss on the compliance side. Does your business focus on politics or advocating? No, I don't think so. All right, so how do we get into audiences? So we'll come up to Ads Manager and Audiences. So the way you explore targeting is to, and a lot of this is some old legacy campaigns from 3 years ago. So like I said, not much happening in that particular campaign group. So we'll create a custom audience. I'm sorry, we should create a saved audience. And we'll call this bridal. We like to give them a descriptive name, so we'll call them Engaged All Santa Rosa 20-mile radius. Okay, so, and you'll never see it. We can never run this as an ad because we're actually showing the Facebook interface, so we can't actually run this particular case study video or a snippet from it as an ad because we're showing the video, and that's one of the things that you can't do as well. So so people live in this location, so we'll say include Santa Rosa, California, and put 20-mile radius up. We can't get lower than 25. So we can do city only. And this is where we can kind of explore the targeting. So we'll say engaged, relationship status. Okay. So according to our target, we have a potential reach of 3,300 people that live in Santa Rosa that are 18 to 65 and match relationship status engaged. So we can actually kind of experiment with this as well. You can say newly engaged 1 year, newly engaged 6 months, newly engaged 3 months. You can also target people that are friends of newly engaged people. They have interests like engagement rings, wedding bands, pre-engagement rings, and so on. There's engaged shoppers. This is not what we're looking for. You'll notice too, we can target newlyweds. We'll talk a little bit about this because this is part of the advertising product that Home Loan Geeks will be launching alongside downpayment.gift. So it shows newlyweds 1 year, 6 months, 3 months, and so forth. Over here are audience estimates based on the total available demographic and so forth. So, and I think that's United States based on clicking the US here. We can also change our age range or target men or women only. One of the things that popped up that we kind of glossed over is the non-discrimination component with downpayment.gift. We do not discriminate at all, and allowing ads to be run to one or the other, although we're not, offering a lending product, we want to be careful that we're generating leads that are compliant with fair lending laws as well. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Typically, we'll find most of our engaged couples are kind of in that. Well, it looks like there's engaged people over 35. For down payment registries, first marriages tend to be more successful. Most people are shy about going back and creating any kind of gift registry for a second marriage, but specifically for down payment registries. So if we drop that out, if we get rid of engaged, if you go all the way up to 50, there's estimated 300, we're at 330. If you go, the majority are under 30, I think. And of course, Santa Rosa is kind of a unique case study. So half of them are under 30. And it makes sense that if you split it men or women, let's do this. Let's come back up to 50. Now just realize, just because somebody is not a good candidate for a down payment registry does not mean that they are not potentially a good candidate for a mortgage. So even if someone doesn't create a registry, there's an opportunity to help them. So I hope that makes sense. So we're targeting the specific city and not the radius. If we jump it up to radius, we'll get a lot more in that category. But here we changed it to 15, so 1,700 versus 1,300. So you can see kind of literally the breakdown. There's more women on Facebook that tag themselves as engaged. And that's about what I would expect too. I do think that where most wedding, and this gets into pay-per-click or the cost and value of the click, it's more competitive if you're going to be targeting women only versus men and women, although the value proposition of a down payment gift registry does work really well in our history with the male side, the groom side. And of course, you can have registries that are not non-traditional man-woman as well. So anyhow, and then you can have other connections like different apps or exclude people. And this is a good way to exclude people that are already in the registry or they like the page or something. So if we're looking for cold traffic only. So let's just tell it that we want to create an audience there. And okay, so I guess we gotta clear this out anyway to help maintain integrity of Facebook advertising. Please review and accept the non-discrimination policy. So this has to do with any product. So it's not like when they first started dealing with the whole housing related stuff a few years ago. If you were running any housing related ads, you had to agree to a compliance policy. This appears to be for any product. In other words, any product that denies opportunities to individuals of any variation and so forth. So and then specific considerations for housing and so forth with the with HUD's settlement with Facebook. There may be some changes related to targeting zip codes and reducing the ability to target zip codes because of concerns around redlining and reverse redlining. So if you've not explored the Facebook targeting, this might be some important information to consider. So by clicking accept, blah, blah, blah. All right. So I'll just say accept and we're good to go. So we're going to do let's see here, reach, traffic, and conversion campaign. So we're just going to call it traffic. So we're using the saved audience where they're 18 to 50 in Santa Rosa proper and engaged. And our estimated daily results, and it's changed a little bit. The audience reach data has been available, not available. And how much have I got for a budget here? So we're looking for link clicks. Cost control, so we'll say daily budget. Let's just say we're going to do $3 a day. So gives us an idea that we should have our ad in front of people in front of 160 to 460 people per day, just on a $3 a day budget. Which is fantastic. So the actual conversions to signups and so forth, based on an estimate of 5 to 20, 5 to 18 link clicks. So you could do other strategies where you have a lifetime budget, but you can also have it run only during business hours or specific hours of the day. So one of the reasons that we don't want to run a huge budget with a 3,000 person audience is we don't want to burn out the ad, and we want to make sure that it's only showed to them, with relatively low frequency. That's why we can actually get away with, dollar a day type strategies where we're not looking for hundreds of people. So $5 a day, and if we ran that for 22 days of the week, or if we run it all 30 days of the month, rather 22 days of the month, business days versus the every day of the week. So your estimated results can vary. Let's jump back to, I think we can go back, and we'll say video views. So let's say we had a video. This is where it can be really cost effective. So play through 2-second contiguous. So 15-second view versus, so let's jump down to like a $5 a day strategy. And they're capping out at that 1800 top end. But it gives you an idea that, we don't need a $1,000 budget. And that's when we launch these templated ads across hundreds of communities. We can get a reasonable result with very little, funds available. So, and we're not targeting housing specific. So if we edit this as well, let's come back. So we're going to say mail only, and I want to change it back to traffic, the link clicks. So people clicking on the landing page. So holy cow. So remember, it was link clicks up to 18 estimate. So if we target the men only, we actually get a higher estimate than if we target women only, because we're competing with the bridal shops as well. And our estimate, actually, we get more clicks. Wow, I wonder why that is. We actually shrunk the audience, and it says that we're going to get more clicks. So sometimes you have to take those estimates with a bit of, now it jumped it up on both sides of the equation. So I guess we're getting better results. Oh wait, our daily budget has been switched back. We were at $3. That's the reason. So 18 for all. And 12 versus 13. Huh. Interesting. So there are a ton of other audiences. I'm going to abandon this ad. We're not going to run this. So the major types of ads that we run are, sometimes we'll do just brand awareness, but we almost always have a traffic or conversion. We don't tend to like to do conversions with small audiences because it's hard for Facebook to optimize it until they get 100 plus conversions. So we like traffic and video views. We don't like using the lead generation ads, and then we like messages too. We've got a product coming for the higher end branch offering that uses Facebook Messenger as an ad type. So yeah, let's jump back to audiences and create some do some more audience exploration as well. So hopefully that'll get you excited. I actually wanted to talk a little bit about the other targeting and categories of targeting that we use. I'm starting to lose my voice here. And I've got to leave in about 10 minutes, so this video cannot go any longer. So it's already gone 25 minutes, which is more than I anticipated. So we are looking for everybody in the United States, which is 220 million users. So we're going to say engaged. So someone that has a relationship status of engaged. There are 4.6 million people and 2.1 million men, 2.5 million women. So let's jump back here. We'll delete engaged. And we'll say newly engaged. So 500,000 newly engaged 1 year. Uh, 6 months since they changed their status. 300,000. And so here's some interesting things too. You can target newly engaged. Let's see here. Exclude. Let's do this. Let's say newly engaged. Exclude. Let's see here. See, I think they took away the actual credit-related stuff, but yeah, that didn't do anything to our potential reach. So, but anyway, you can exclude different interests as well, so, and overlap them to try to narrow it down. So when we're running ads on a local basis, we almost always keep it super simple. So specific city or radius and engaged, and then based on their category of engagement. So 1 year, 6 months, 3 months. So the ad creative can be different, where it says, congratulations on your engagement, how's your wedding planning going, et cetera, et cetera. So these are our main 4 categories in targeting: engaged, newly engaged, 6 months, 3 months. And you might say, well, that can't possibly include everyone. Remember, in lead generation, we don't need everyone. We just need the right ones. So switching gears a little bit, one of the things that we're looking to do based on demand is run ads for newlyweds, for first-time home purchases, for our clients that are using downpayment.gift but want to have additional lead generation that go after that bridal event. So you're not specifically saying, hey, start a down payment registry, but you're going with more traditional nesting style value propositions and post-wedding, the home after the honeymoon. But you may leverage what they have ability-wise for down payment or down payment assistance programs and other strategies just to get somebody into the home. So it's a great way to target as well. So Newlywed. And we haven't experimented with friends and newlyweds, but these are the main 3 categories: the newlywed versus engaged. So that's about it. That was what we wanted to do, is show you that you can reach some pretty compelling audience numbers. 59 million. So a lot of people don't even bother to change their relationship status. So one thing that we can do too, if you're concerned about that, instead of just targeting the engaged or the relationship status, you can target specific wedding interests like wedding dress, wedding photography, wedding planners, rings, reception, cake, invitation, wedding wires, website, like the knot and so forth, I think is in here, wedding invitations. There's just a bunch of wedding videography and so on. So we can browse those interests. And so if people have been on wedding related wedding planning sites, putting the ad in front of them, and not necessarily an ad that calls out and says, hey, brides are engaged, because they may not be engaged, but an ad that speaks specifically to educating them on the option of creating a down payment registry. So it's pretty exciting stuff. So hopefully this has been an eye-opening video about why a down payment registry is a powerful option. Looks like we have gone too long, so I'm going to cut this off a little bit. But what we're going to talk about next time is we're going to have a call with Carolyn, do a screen share and a demonstration of creating a registry. At some point, I need to dive into the FHA and Freddie Mac guidelines. I think that was scheduled for the end of the month, so July 31st. So a couple more related to the ad itself, landing page customization, registry creation, and budgeting, and then launching some ads. And then we'll circle back in between launching the ad, talk about the first-time homebuyer programs and compliance. So that is it for today. Thanks for joining us, and I will see you next week or in the next video. Thanks.